Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the bold and a beautiful edition. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna hold you long. We're gonna get right into it. On a scale of one to 10, I'm gonna have to give this a you know what, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna have to give this a 9. This was a good episode, and because I just love the way Kimberly acts. So let's get into it. We see Deacon go over to see Sheila, excuse me, Deacon goes over to see Brooke and Hope. Now they're already at the house saying that they haven't heard from Brooke hasn't heard from Ridge. I mean, right now she's not going to. He is busy with something else. But she says she understands he has to focus on Steffi. So then we see that Deacon comes in and he's like, "Hey guys, I was hoping to speak to one of you because he went to the guest house to see Hope, but she wasn't there. So he comes to the main house and then he was like, and I got you together or whatever." So he sits down with them and he was like, just pretty much talking about where are y'all men? They said they're not here. Now I don't know where Liam is because he's not at the house with Steffi, so maybe he's at work or something. And he just says, they should be here with y'all. And he was like, well, I know you were hoping that after Steffi got out of the hospital that Ridge would come home. And she said, yeah, well, he's got to help Steffi. Now, this is not what y'all were talking when you were in the hospital wanting Liam not to be Steffi's husband, but we going to move on from it or whatever. So Deacon just says, these men, those two men, they need to. I want to be around y'all all the time. I see the value in you all. I see your worth. I want to be around you just to be around you. I want them to want that too. Like, you two are great women. They should want to be around you. Like, why do they always have to hop over there to Taylor and her daughter Steph? Like, why are they always running over there? And they say, Deacon, and Deacon stop. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Are we good? And Hope was like, yeah, we're good. But you said you came over here because you had big news. He was like, yeah. He was like, Sheila got a phone call from Taylor because they're trying to grow close. Been growing closer and everything. And they were like, okay, what is it? And he says, apparently they want to bridge the gap. Taylor wants to bridge the gap and make her a part of Hayes's life, and try to bring her into the family. And Brooke was me. Brooke said, "What?" And that was the end of them, y'all. I told you we wasn't gonna hold you long. But Brooke is like me, like, I don't even believe that. And if Sheila was thinking clearly, she would have saw that red flag for what it was. So then we go over to Sheila. I said, y'all not gonna show Quinn or Eric, Pickleball, nothing. They said, no, we don't have time for that. So we go over to Sheila, Taylor, Ridge, and Steffi. And we see that Steffi is still saying, it was you. You shot your son. And Sheila was like, what's going on here? Sheila said, I thought y'all invited me over here. It's like, Taylor, what's going on? I'm confused. Why am I over here? I haven't done anything. And she said, I remember, Sheila, and I remember that it was you who shot Finn. And then you turned the gun on me. And Sheila said, Steffi, you're confused. If I hadn't watched this, I would have believed Sheila. I would have been doubting Steffi too. Because she says, Steffi, you're confused. I would never deliberately shoot my son. And I said, that's where she's talking, because Sheila, she has a way with her words. And she said deliberately, because we all know you did it on accident. You didn't mean to shoot your son. We know it was an accident. So then we see that they keep going and they're talking to Sheila, and they're like, no, you did this. And she says, Taylor, I've been trying to grow. We've grown in a friendship, and I would never do this on purpose. I would never deliberately hurt Finn. I love him and everything. And Taylor, and I saved your life. And Steffi was like, what are y'all talking about? And so then Taylor, and they talk about how Sheila tried to commit suicide, and before she could commit suicide, she actually Taylor went on the ledge and she grabbed her and everything. And they were like, oh. And Ridge said, what you want, a loyalty cookie? I said, Ridge, you don't have to be like this. But then he does, because you tried to kill his daughter. He said, "What you want, a loyalty cookie? I mean, what you want loyalty from Taylor because you tried to? She wouldn't have been up there if it hadn't been for you in the first place, Sheila. And that does not negate what you have done, which is killed Finn." And she says, "Steffi, you're confused. Your mind is confused. I didn't do this. You at first thought that Liam was your husband, and you were convinced that he was." And so she got Taylor. I thought Taylor was doubting, when she was looking at Steffi, because when she was talking, she was making sense. If you don't know that it was Sheila. She said, you were convinced that Liam was your husband. You didn't even remember Finn and Hayes. You didn't know any of this. So now you're saying, of course it has to be me. Of course I was the one who shot you because I shot your mom and took her away all those years ago. So of course that's how you feel now about it. I have to be the bad guy. And Steffi is just like, "No, it was you. I remember, Sheila." And Sheila tries to talk to Taylor to get her on her side. And she's like, "Taylor, her memory is not to be trusted. You know this because you know Taylor is a psychiatrist and everything." And she says, "Her memory isn't to be trusted, and she doesn't know what she's talking about and all of this. And we were growing close. We bonded. Tell her, Taylor, tell her it wasn't me." And Taylor said, "Wait, you want me to tell my daughter? You want me to side with you against my daughter?" She said, "That's not happening, Sheila. Steffi remembers now. And it was you." And she said, "You're good, but you're not that good. And I will never side with you over Taylor. I don't believe you, Sheila. I don't believe that you didn't kill them. I know you did." So then Steffi was like, "It was you. You shot Finn, and then you stood over me and you pulled the trigger." So then Red starts going at Sheila, and he was like, "You're an animal. You're a monster. You don't deserve to live. You shot your own son." And he was just going after her, going after her. And I said, "Hold it together, Sheila," because y'all know I like Sheila. I said, "Sheila, hold it together, girl. Hold it together." But Sheila, when that kind of stuff happens to Sheila, she snaps, and she turned around and said, "Yes, I did it." I said, "Well, God dang, Sheila." She said, "I did it." And so Taylor over there in shock. I'm like, "Taylor, you knew Steffi had told her she did it." I guess she was shocked that Sheila admitted it. And she was like, "Yes, I did it. I shot him, but it was an accident." And baby, then she started going after Steffi. She said, "And it never would have happened, Steffi, had you showed me any kind of kindness or anything, any compassion, anything towards me. But no, you didn't. You were just mean to me from the very start. You didn't trust me. Finn loved me, and he was trying to get to know me and give me the benefit of the doubt and everything. But no, you wouldn't let him do it. So if you want to blame someone, blame yourself for what happened, because I didn't chase you into that alley. You chased me." And so Steffi is over there with Ridge, and she's like, you could tell what she was saying and starting to get to her, because she was like, you had to be hot-headed. You had to have your way. You had to have your say. I was trying to get away from you, and you chased me into that alley and wouldn't leave me alone. You cornered me and kept going, talking about I would never see Hayes. I would never see Finn and all that. And so if you want to blame someone for this, you blame yourself. And then Steffi gonna get all upset. And was like, "No, it's not my fault. It was you," or whatever. And y'all, that was the bold and the beautiful today. I said, "Okay, I'm not gonna hold you long," but that was the bold and the beautiful today. Sheila couldn't hold it together, and she just spilled all the truth out, and now I feel like she did work on Steffi, like it is working, but Sheila, all you doing is making it worse, because Steffi's gonna remember why she followed you into the alley in the first place, which was because of the switching of the labels for Brooke. Now, Thomas, I don't know how your family gonna feel about you, because you still haven't told the truth. And none of this would have happened had you told the truth. But that was the bold and the beautiful today, guys. Don't, if you want, like, comment, and subscribe. It doesn't even matter, because I'm gonna still drop these videos. I'll see you tomorrow for the last episode of the week.